Okay, boys and girls, today we are going to be reading a book called Do Not Bring Your Dragon to the Library. Now, sometimes authors will add punctuation to the end of a sentence to show the reader how the sentence should be read. It is important that we pay attention to whether the sentence ends with a period, an exclamation mark, or a question mark, right? So a period at the end of a sentence means that our voice should just stay the same. There's really no emotion in a sentence, there's no question being asked, so our voice should just stay the same, right? An exclamation point means that there's an emotion connected to the sentence, so that means our voice should raise with the emotion, okay? And with a question mark, it means that there is a question, and that our voice should also go up. So your voice is going to do the exact same thing with a question mark and with an exclamation point, okay? So if we read a sentence with a wrong ending mark, so say for example I read a sentence that has a question mark at the end and I read it like it has a period, it could change the meaning of the sentence, right? Because if I ask you a question, how was your day? And I say, that's a question, right? And I'm asking, did you guys notice that my voice went up? I said, how was your day? And I just say, how was your day? Can you tell the difference between my voice in those two sentences, right? So when I asked you the question, my voice went up, right? And when I just said it with a period, nothing happened with my voice, okay? So while I read, I want you to notice how the author uses punctuation in the story and what I do with my voice to show the emotion. Now, for example, I want to show you this in the book before we read it. A good skill that readers will use to know how their voice should change, you just look ahead to the end of a sentence. So I'm looking ahead to the end of the sentence before I even read it out loud, and I notice that there's what punctuation mark is this? It's an exclamation point, right? So since I know that an exclamation point and a question mark both mean that my voice should go up and a period means that my voice should just stay the same, I know that my voice is going to raise with this sentence, right? Because there is an exclamation point at the end, right? Okay, so as I read the story, I want you to notice what I do with my voice, okay? When you visit the library, please keep in mind, no running, no shouting, to all books be kind. But there's one rule that's bigger than the rest, and it must be followed by all of our guests. Here's the sentence, okay? So I'm looking ahead to the end of the sentence, and I notice that there's an exclamation point. So I know what I should do with my voice, right? What should I do with my voice? That's right, my voice should raise. Do not bring your dragon to the library. A dragon is sometimes a very rude beast. At story time, he'll take up 10 spaces at least. A dragon's big bottom can pack a real punch. Each time he sits down, you'll hear a great crunch. So do not bring your dragon to the library. You may ask her to come to a library show, but trouble will start with the first song she knows. Her swaying hips will crowd your space with a dragon jig that has no grace. So do not bring your dragon to the library. Maybe you're thinking, don't worry, it's fine. There's plenty of space in that library of mine. Perhaps that's true, but he's sure to roam. Then you'll be wishing you had left him at home. So do not bring your dragon to the library. You see, aisles of books are hard to resist. She's sure to find sections that cannot be missed. As she starts to read, she could overexcite, and then chances are her flames will ignite. So did you guys notice what I did with my voice at the end of that sentence? There's an exclamation point. So my voice raised, right? Let's read the sentence together. As she starts to read, she could overexcite, and then chances are her flame will ignite, right? So our voices went up. So do not bring your dragon to the library. I know, what you're saying is true, but leaving him home will make me quite blue. It's my favorite place. Please listen to me. My dragon would love our library. Movies and computers and places to read. Tales of heroes and adventure, of good and of greed. Cookbooks and bios, Oh, listen to my plea. May I please bring my dragon to the library? Now, I'm going to pause for a second. This is the first place where we've had a question mark in our book, right? And what did I do with my voice? Can anyone tell me what I did with my voice to show the emotion behind the question mark being at the end of the sentence? My voice raised, right? So again, your voice is going to do the exact same thing with an exclamation point as it is with a question mark, okay? I'm afraid, my kind friend, I cannot agree. A dragon in the library? It simply cannot be. But don't fret, don't frown. I have a solution. Listen now to my smart substitution. Your dragon should not miss the library treasures. Just bring home some books for her reading pleasure. If you use your card often, you'll very soon see that you never have to bring your dragon to the library. Okay, the end. So, today we learned how authors use punctuation in their writing to show emotion, right? And we know that a question mark and an exclamation point means that what? What should our voice do when there's a question mark at the end of a sentence or an exclamation point? It means our voices should go up, right? And what do we do if there's a period at the end of the sentence? Our voice just stays the same, right? So today, as you do your independent reading during deer time, I want you to look ahead to the end of the sentence like we did earlier in the example sentence, that very first sentence I showed you. And I want you to think about how your voice should change and how a good reader would say it, okay? So as we go to our desks and pull out our deer books, I want you to grab a whisper phone on your way. And we're going to use that during our deer time, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your whisper phone and you're going to read your deer book out loud to yourself, and you're going to notice and listen to the way your voice changes with the punctuation, okay? So go ahead and go to your desks, and we'll grab those whisper phones on our way, okay?